he's saying his lawyers have said that whatever he said is not true, then we know that it is the lawyers that are misleading him. Because I don't know how the lawyers will mislead him or say what they heard will be different from what would come out, because it's what they heard that would relate to him.
It appears that the Supreme Court judgment, whilst it has brought sanity to some of the political crises in Rivers State, or ordinarily should have brought peace to Rivers State political crisis, it appears that while one chapter has been closed, another chapter of the political crisis has been opened.
And calling stakeholders meeting to say you want to conduct another local government election, from which budget? How are you going to source fund for the local government election? Because
I think the House of Assembly also needs to keep checkmating the government.
Tomorrow when you send your lawyers to go to court to go and defend what is not right, you first of all need to do what is right.
Thank you for staying with us. Rivers State government has responded to the Assembly and said they will not honor Assembly's 48 hours ultimatum. Rivers State government has reacted to the 48-hour ultimatum issued to Governor Siminalayi Fubara to represent the 2025 Appropriation Bill to the State House of Assembly led by Speaker Martins Amaewhule. In its response, the government stated that it would not comply with the ultimatum as it had not yet received an official letter conveying the summon. The House of Assembly had on Monday during its plenary given Fubara 48 hours to bring the appropriation bill following the Supreme Court's judgment. The House immediately communicated its decision to the governor in a letter dated March 3rd and signed by Amaewhule. The ultimatum expires today, Wednesday, March 5, 2025. But the state government, in a letter addressed to the Right Honorable Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, dated March 5th, said it had not received the said resolutions of the Assembly. The government, in the letter signed by the Secretary to the state government, Dr. Tammy Danagogo, said its response was based on a letter it came across on the social media. The government said, as at the close of work on Tuesday, 4th March 2025, we are yet to receive the said letter. Neither the office of the governor, nor the deputy governor's office, nor the office of the accountant general of the state has received the said letter. The government told the House that the governor had, in his state broadcast on March 2nd, said, notwithstanding his personal opinion on the Supreme Court judgment, he would, as a law-abiding citizen, obey and implement the decisions in accordance with the rule of law and in the best interest of the people of Rivers State. The letter added, we have since been in contact with our lawyers who are still awaiting the certified true copy of the judgment of the Supreme Court, and hereby reassure you and all the good people of Rivers State that as soon as His Excellency receives the judgment, he will strive to implement same in the best interest of our people. All right, Victor, what do you make of this development?
I'd written a letter some think January to the governor and the government of Rivers State. I wonder why they've not responded to that letter, since the governor responds to letter on social media. I know there are several open letters that have been written. I mean, it's embarrassing for the government of Rivers State to be saying such a thing. It would have been better if they did not even say anything concerning the 48-hour ultimatum. So we wouldn't believe that they did not receive. But you're saying you would not abide by or you not adhere to the 48 hours given by the State Assembly. In the same breath, you are now saying that you have not received anything. You're only responding to a letter seen on social media. So the government of Rivers State now responds to social media letter. Is that what the government or the officials are saying? I think I like what the appeal court said. Like what the appeal court said, that this is madness taking too far. I think it's getting really, really out of hand. What the states governments they're doing. It's becoming very unprofessional. I don't think, as a communication strategist that I am, I don't think I belong to an organization and I'll allow such a communication go out, because it makes you look unprofessional and unserious. I think the governor should do better with like he said, the people around him should be. I mean, you should look at the people around you and the kind of the image that that they're putting out about you, it doesn't really tell a very intelligent person. That's what I think is what are you responding to? In one breath, you said you're not going to abide by the 48-hour ultimatum given by the State House Assembly. In that same breath, you're saying no, that you're only responding to social media post or letter you saw. So you mean anybody can make a post? I can decide to do a letter and post on behalf of the River State government, and they will respond. Is that what they're saying?
I get your point. If the River State government appears to value what I would call social media news as against
and officially
as against a news that has officially been sent to them, but then they are saying that they have not received the said letter, the said resolution. They have not received it,
but they are not going to abide by it.
Because they have not received the said letter, they are not going to abide by it.
The first line of this, they said that they are not going to abide by the 48. Which 48 hours?
The 48 hours ultimatum that was given.
Why are you responding to
so
you're only responding to it?
Which means that they are from that response, they are saying they are unaware of the existence of that 48 hours ultimatum, because no letter was sent to them.
Sorry, will you drive your Benz to the house today? No, your JLK that you came to work with, will you take it back to the house?
If I drove to the office, I'll drive back to my house.
So you cannot drive what you do not have.
So I don't have that Benz.
Yes.
So I have another brand. It is the brand that I came to work with. I'll drive back home.
You see how you did not respond to me that no, I will not drive my Benz. So what they're saying is no, I will not drive my Benz to the house, but I do not have any Benz. So you just like you said, you have a different brand of car, not a Benz. So you cannot respond to the Benz. Rather you respond and say no, I have not a Benz. So. So I mean, I'm saying if they say they've not gotten that mail, they probably then there's no need to respond to the content of the mail.
Now, talking about mail, getting mail and not getting mail, I have apparently the River State House of Assembly had sent this through Courier, FedEx Express, and I have a copy of that. What FedEx has written, and I hope that it will be put up on our screen here. It's dated 4th of March 2025 to Nwoka Gift World, Principal Secretary to the Right Honorable Martins Amaewhule. The number of the Courier, the air bill number is here also. But the FedEx, when they were speaking as to why the package was returned, because FedEx had to return that letter, that courier, and this is what they wrote. They ticked one of the reasons, and the reason they said, according to FedEx is saying consignee refused to sign for the package. Other reasons, he said that upon the receipt at the gate, they opened the envelope and made a call, they opened the receipt and made a call, which they were instructed not to receive it. They should return it to the sender. It now said there was no response to the request for the new delivery information. It is therefore returned. Thank you for your patronage, and it was signed by the customer service manager of FedEx Express. So what FedEx is saying with response to, to what as against what the River State government is saying, that they did not receive that letter. FedEx is saying that they sent the letter, but it was rejected at the gates after they opened it, went through the contents, made a call, and they were told not to accept the package, and they also refused to give information as to the new address for the return of the letter. Now, as against what the River State government is saying, the Courier Service Company has released the information that they actually did send that letter, but it was rejected. Chris Oka, what do you have to say to this?
Well, I've said before that the governor is deliberately refusing to obey the rule of law in River State. And the governor should know that you cannot be a governor without the constitution. There are consequences of disobedience to the rule of law. The governor should have that in mind. Nigerians are watching. People are listening. You claim not to be aware of the notice by the Rivers State House of Assembly to represent the budget, which was the subject matter before the Supreme Court. And the Assembly did not just rely. This doesn't mean, but I know that if something is communicated through the TV station and newspaper, it can also serve as evidence. But we don't want to go to that. The Rivers State House Assembly did not rely on that. They formally wrote to the governor that resolution. And the governor refused, on instruction, refused to acknowledge or to receive that resolution from Rivers House Assembly and came out to lie to Rivers people that they did not, they are not aware. I don't know whether they want to another chapter, but people are watching. Tomorrow when you send your lawyers to go to court to go and defend what is not right, you first of all need to do what is right. Receive your letter, prepare your budget. You already have the budget. 2025 is fast spent. This is the third, we're almost to the end of the first quarter. You have a budget. Present your budget before the State Assembly. Why will you, from what you read, the Courier company went, okay.
Yes, if they can zoom that a bit, it will be clear. From the first of all, you could see that it's FedEx. You can see that letter was sent by FedEx, and who the letter was addressed to Walker Wardo, of course, the principal secretary to Right Honorable Martins Amaewhule. And then if you read down as to why the package was returned, you can see it there where they wrote explicitly what transpired. I think that's commendable by FedEx. Go ahead, Chris.
So the governor should understand that this is rule of law. The Assembly has, in their own part, notified the governor that please come and present your budget. The governor, upon the receipt of that letter, refused to acknowledge the letter and asked FedEx to send back the letter to the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Yes.
And this morning, they have come out to tell us that they did not receive any letter. Like I said earlier, the governor should know that there is a direct consequences of disobeying rule of law. Nigerians are watching. Rivers people are watching. I don't know why the governor have decided to spend Rivers people's money without a budget. The Supreme Court has made it clear that Martins Amaewhule is the Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly. I don't know why it is difficult for the governor to obey the Supreme Court decision. And at the end of the day, you will still run back to the Supreme Court to seek for protection. I don't know how he's going to do that. We have said severally that the people who are advising the governor are not advising him correctly. The governor he feel that he's bigger than the constitution. He feel that he's bigger than everybody. You can't be bigger than everybody. You can't be bigger than the constitution. The Courier company sent a resolution to Rivers State Government House. That letter was opened, and he made call to the people inside the government house. They instructed them not to receive the letter. That is very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate that is the situation we find ourselves in Rivers State today. And the Rivers State House Assembly we see today, let us watch as the event unfolds.
I think for me, it's more concerning would be the miscommunication. The SSG saying that no letter was sent, and the Courier company coming up with evidence and a clear explanation of what happened. Even the airway bill number is there. I mean, this is a verifiable document, and one would wonder if the Rivers State government is not ready they should communicate and ask for an extension of a date. One would say that would be the right thing to do. But on one hand, that still brings me back to the statement of the broadcast of the governor, you know, in the wake of the Supreme Court judgment, where the governor, on one hand, said that he's awaiting the true certified copy. And he will act once the true certified copy is being reviewed and is adequately advised by his lawyers. And then, in the same breath, gave orders to a part of the Supreme Court judgment, and that is asking the sacked local government chairman to hand over to heads of local government. One would say, is it not the same Supreme Court judgment?
No.
Why is the governor waiting for true certified copy on another side of the judgment? And on the other side of the judgment, the governor does not need true certified copy and he's acting on it. Are we looking at possible selective implementation of Supreme Court judgment by the Rivers State governor? Victor, what do you have to say?
Not possible. That's what is obviously happening. And I mean, you know, Chris mentioned something that if you're in court and the court sentences you to let's say 5 years in prison, would you say, no, I will not go to prison yet? Let the certified true copy come out so that my lawyers will look at it and know if truly I'm supposed to go to prison or not. You'll be taken straight to prison. You know, whatever needs of the CTC, which is also an important document, but it's for record purpose. The reason why, even when the judgment is given, there's a place for press. There's a place for both the parties, both your counsel of the both parties, right in front of the judge. So you firsthand you hear the judgment. That's the most important. You hear the judgment. The CTC is mostly for reference. It's mostly for reference. It's not for implication of the judgment. It's mostly for reference. And of course, if you want to go anyway, you can always reference to that judgment. It's not a judgment that you will appeal, because you cannot appeal the Supreme Court judgment. So it's not like you're waiting to see the CTC. So you can appeal the judgment. If he's saying his lawyers have said that whatever he said is not true, then we know that it is the lawyers that are misleading him. Because I don't know how the lawyers will mislead him or say what they heard will be different from what would come out, because it's what they heard that would relate to him before he starts implementing. So whatever they have said to him is going to be important. But I believe that the government of Rivers State, or the governor of Rivers State, should really be careful with some of the decisions, you know, that he's taking. We have a state that is governed by laws. You cannot function without the assembly. So I wonder how the governor rejecting or refusing to, you know, to make reference or to attend to the state assembly. I don't know how the state. I mean, you want to do an election and you're going to use funds. Don't forget the judgment that just stopped funds from coming into the state, which means that the state will have limited funds because of you not presenting a budget.
When you say the state will have limited funds,
the Supreme Court judgment.
Can the governor spend from the IGR without approval as well?
The governor of Rivers State is governed by the Constitution and by laws. Whatever money he's spending is not his personal money. It is money of Rivers State people. And the House of Assembly, it is all the local government, all the local government are represented in the State House of Assembly. So it means that it is our money. We have to agree and decide that this is how much we are spending as a people. So spending, whether from IGR, from FAC, or wherever funds that is, if he spends without appropriation, it means he's spending without plan, without the knowledge of the people. It means he's committing a very serious offense. All right. You know, because it's the same law that ensures that he's governor, same law that is ensuring his immunity, the same law that is ensuring that the people of the state are listening to the instructions he's given. All right. You cannot be selective in your implementation of what you want to obey. Very well.
Chris, I have similar question to ask you, but I'm bringing it to the RISEC once again. Now, with the governor not presenting this budget, how is RISEC, apparently from the body language of the governor, the budget is not going to be presented now, or probably, I don't know, probably there'll be a change of heart, but pending when that is done, Rivers State does not have an appropriation bill, and RISEC is going to hold a meeting by 2 p.m. today to release timetable for elections with what budget? And then that still brings me to another conundrum. RISEC chairman Justice Adolphus Enebeli retired. His tenure, has it not elapsed?
I can't.
Are you aware if his tenure is
remember
elapsed
when
or not?
he was appointed
Okay.
as recent chairman. But the truth is this: the Supreme Court has made it clear that you cannot spend money as a government without appropriation, whether it's IGR or allocation from the federal government. So I don't know that sometimes when people do things in this country, you begin to wonder how they kind of. My point is, Justice Enebeli is a retired justice who is supposed to be guided by law. He knows that you cannot spend money without appropriation. And calling stakeholders meeting to say you want to conduct another local government election, from which budget? How are you going to source fund for the local government election? Because I know that RISEC is not allowed to source for fund. Yeah. It is the state government that is going to fund that election. So I don't know, how do they intend to fund the local government election? Or is it the same thing I'm thinking, that the governor has decided to disregard the Supreme Court judgment and want to go ahead to start doing whatever he feels is right? Like you said, it's a selective implementation of the Supreme Court judgment. Why did the governor waited for the CTC to say the local government before the former, the illegally remove council chairman to vacate office? They vacated immediately. The governor didn't wait for the CTC. So why is he saying he want to wait for CTC before he will implement the other part of the judgment? So it's unfortunate that RISEC is assembling people for stakeholders meeting to spend reverse money again without budget. Well, like I said, I think the Rivers State government is expected to meet, Rivers State House Assembly is expected to meet today. All this will be addressed by the House. Maybe we need to wait for them, but the governor should know, I've said this severally, that there is consequence for the regard for rule of law. You can't govern people the way you think. You must rule the people going by the Constitution. You can't just come out and disregard the Constitution. You were elected based on the law, so you cannot rule outside the law. The governor should know this. If anybody feel that the governor can do anything and go away with it, it is not possible. It's not going to happen in this state. The governor is a product of law, and he must abide by the law. Nobody should come and threaten the peace of the state that the governor should go ahead and do anything. No, it's not possible. The law is there. You must follow the rule of law. That's the point.
All right. As we round up this show, do you see it appears that the Supreme Court judgment, whilst it has brought sanity to some of the political crises in Rivers State, or ordinarily should have brought peace to Rivers State political crisis, it appears that while one chapter has been closed, another chapter of the political crisis has been opened. Chris, what do you make of that as we round up? Do you see possible peace from the body language of the governor? Do you see possible peace? And also from the body language of the Rivers State House of Assembly?
Well, for the Assembly, I think the Assembly, after the Supreme Court judgment, they didn't. Obviously, the governor committed impeachable offenses by not presenting the 2024 budget. But the Assembly decided to do away with that. It's okay. Let us start on a fresh page. Let us have the 2025 appropriation so that the state can move forward, so that we can have the allocation released to Rivers State government. And the governor seems to act differently from the way he looked. The governor seems not to be ready to make peace in the way I've seen it. Why will RISEC say they want to go on with the election when Rivers State House Assembly have not resolved issues around the budget? Now, the governor has also denied that he did not receive the resolution by Rivers State House Assembly. But the Assembly, the federal, the company, like what we have seen, has proven that that resolution was actually sent to government house. But I think all this, it is the ordinary people in the state that will suffer. We cannot make any headway. There won't be any development when there is crisis. The governor should know that he had the mandate of Rivers people.
All right.
The peace of this state should be his paramount interest, irrespective of whoever that is telling him anything. His ego should not allow him to crash development in this state.
All right.
The governor should consider peace is important.
All right. All right. Very well. Victor, as we round up, your final thoughts.
No, I mean, I've told the line of what he said. The governor, he's the one responsible for majority of the decisions that will determine how far or how well the state goes. I'd really advise that he takes a second look at, the decisions he takes before he takes them, and of course evaluates his decisions after taking them, because that's the only way we're going to move forward. Otherwise, I think the House of Assembly also needs to keep checkmating the governor, so that whatever the law says about disobedience of the law should take in place. That's what I do advise. Both the governor and the state assembly should function and do their responsibilities, and whoever is found culpable should, of course, face the law.